The Nelson Mandela Bay Metro is scheduled to have another council meeting today. Two previous council meetings last month degenerated into chaos and disbandment as motions of no confidence were scheduled to be tabled against Mayor Mongameli Bobani. Efforts to unseat him came to a naught. The city is yet to appoint a permanent CFO, and due to this is set to lose millions in Treasury grants. Treasury also wants to recall the 3 billion rand it gave the city to implement the I.P.T.S that has been mired in corruption since its inception 10 years ago. The provincial government has also given its intent to intervene in the administration of the city by invoking Section 139 of the Constitution. SABC News reporter Lerato Fekisi is live for us from there. Lerato, a very good morning to you. Just aside from the story that you're covering today, how are the politics of the city of Joburg and the city of Tshwane making an impact in conversation on where you are?
I think they're making an impact because if you look at the city of Tshwane and the city of Johannesburg, the issue of a metro being placed under administration has been something that happened quickly in those metros. But when you get to Nelson Mandela Bay, there seems to be a halt. I remember it was about 2 months ago when the MEC of Kokta wrote a letter to the mayor asking him, should we place the metro under administration? Until now, which is 2 months later, there's still no reply. At the last council meeting we had, Desiree, that matter was actually first on the agenda. And there was so much delay just to actually try and tackle that issue that the issue wasn't actually raised in the end. So you can see there's a deliberate delaying tactic to make sure that the issue of the metro being placed under administration not to fall through. Also, you remember that nationally the EFF has also said that they will not side with the DA or the ANC, and that has happened nationally. And also here in Metro, the EFF, which holds 6 seats in council, has said that, you know what, whether Bobani is in or not, they don't want anyone from the ANC or the DA taking power, so they'll remain neutral. They're actually Desiree, the kingmakers in the metro, so should they side with any of these parties, we could see the mayor removed, but their vote, which is a critical vote, also not going to play a factor at this morning's council meeting.
So what are we expecting to happen today?
We are expecting that the motion against Mongameli Bobani be passed. It will be the 4th time that this motion has come in his 2-year term. But more than anything else, Desiree, I think, like I said earlier on, the whole issue now is that why is there a delay in this specific metro to place this metro under administration when you look nationally that in Tshwane and Gauteng it's been so easy. So we are currently trying to find or get comment from COC to find exactly where the delay is coming, because as you currently stand with the issue of the I.P.T.S, Treasury says that they want their 3 billion rand back to them. They're also saying that in the next few days, should this money not go back to Treasury, they're going to withhold their grant fund, which then means that there'll be no money coming to the metro and means that service delivery will also be affected. So we're also expecting that the CFO, a critical appointment, be done there, and also the appointment of the city manager as well. So those two things, I think the appointment of the CFO and the appointment of the city manager be done this morning at the council meeting.
The Nelson Mandela Bay is a very important route, or rather inlet, of exports and imports and exports in terms of economic development in the country, and this is one area that the country is really grappling with. Now, when Treasury threatens to not supply the municipality with funds, what sort of impacts could this have?
It will have a huge impact. You know that the metro obviously has got a huge automotive industry, and investors are already saying that if Treasury is saying that they want their money back and no investors are even keen to invest in the metro, this will obviously affect the automotive industry. So there is concern from investors, from the business sector as well, just asking that can just stability come to this metro, because this metro has got so much possibilities. I remember that a few years back we got an A grading for one of the best municipalities in the country, but since then we've degraded and finances are not coming in, instead they're going out and also being misspent on the wrong things. So investors and also business people are concerned about the state of the metro, saying that if things continue the way that they are, the instability in council will affect whether investors want to come in or don't want to come in at all.
You've spoken a bit about the EFF. Give us a sense of the mood within the other political parties, especially the one of Mongameli Bobani. Do you get a sense that they're going to continue with these delaying tactics, or is there a change of mood in terms of wanting to bring about solutions?
You know, the one thing about politics, Desiree, is that you're never sure. A month ago when we were here covering council, when we spoke to the DA day before, they were so adamant that, you know what, we're going to remove Mongameli Bobani. We arrived in council, nothing happened, and he still remained on his seat. The ANC, when we spoke to them as well, they were like, you know what, we're going to make sure that we remove Mongameli Bobani. But with the same ANC, again, the same council meeting, they removed their name from the petition, which made Mongameli obviously remain as mayor. So the ANC, we spoke to them yesterday, and they said that they are still adamant, they are still insist that Mongameli Bobani must be removed. Now get a sense that we are hoping that they will not then also take a U-turn in the 11th hour. The PA, obviously, which only has one seat, is also adamant they want to remove Mongameli Bobani. Then you have the United Front, who are pro Mongameli Bobani and say that he must remain as the city head. But so the different parties have got different say. EFF says that, you know what, they won't vote, they don't want a DA or the ANC, and they'll rather remain neutral. But the general feel from most of the parties, especially the bigger parties, that Mongameli Bobani must go because under his administration, the city has gone to ruins.
Thank you so much for that update, Lerato. What time are proceedings expected to begin?
We are expected to start at 10 o'clock. Currently, there is a debate from the various chief whips, but at 10 o'clock we are scheduled to start, and we have heard that the issue of the motion against Mongameli Bobani, the mayor, is actually top of the agenda, and we have heard from various political parties that should that motion not be passed, they will actually make sure that the council doesn't sit, which will obviously then affect the running of the city, because if that doesn't sit, then we could see the city being placed under administration.
Lerato Fekisi coming to us from outside the council chambers at the Nelson Mandela Bay municipality.
Yeah, there's lots happening and seemingly around the same time. We're also expecting the new Johannesburg mayor, to brief the media with regards to his vision for the city, so stand by for that as well.